Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiffany. Now this week's video is quite personal to me, simply because it has been 21 years since my mom passed away. So I wanted to kind of share how my grief has evolved, but especially the message that there is positive power in sorrow, there's positive power in grief. Now, I think I've cried more about the death of my mom in the last 2 to 3 years than I ever have in my entire life, simply because I now allow myself to feel the emotions about losing her. And as I get older, I'm much more in touch with my emotions. You know, when I was younger, I saw tears as a sign of weakness, but now I know that it's a sign of strength to allow yourself to feel that way, because you miss that person. And now it's like I could be watching a really sad film and I just find myself bursting into tears and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm confused. But no, it's, you know, sadness is not a negative or necessarily a negative emotion. It's how we process it that matters. Now, the death of my mum, for me personally, has evolved over my entire life. When I was a child, when she passed away, I was around 9, and as a child, I was confused. Obviously, I didn't know what death really meant. I just knew that I was never going to see her again, because I saw her body being lowered into the ground. I saw everyone around me crying, so I cried in my confused state of mind, and I was sad. And as I became a teenager, I simply shut it away. I didn't look at any photos of my mom. I didn't think about any memories. I simply was trying to cope and get on with my life and just be normal in a sense and not think about it. But as I've become a young woman, it's changed so much. I think it's a consciousness of the absence of a mother, perhaps in the key milestones of my life, knowing that when I get married, she won't be there. When I have children, she won't be there to support me or even to guide me with her own experiences. And that really just stands out for me. I remember being on the Eurostar a couple of years ago, and I sat across this older lady and we started talking about our lives, and I shared, started talking about my mother, and I shared that my mother had passed away, and she said to me, you won't miss your mum until you have a child yourself. And it didn't make sense at the time, but now I absolutely get it. And when I think about it, I think grief changes us, it transforms us. And it can be for the better, depending on how we choose it. One of those ways is that I've learned to acknowledge my emotions more. Because I'm such an enthusiast, I'm such an optimist, I usually wave away sadness or depression or anything that is not a positive emotion. But negative emotions are not all bad, because they are a signal. They let us know that maybe we miss someone or we need to change something about our lives. But if we keep waving it away, we won't process it properly. And that's the thing about sadness, is that, I think for me, another key thing that stands out is understanding that I'm now the age that my mum was when she had me, and it allows me to think about our lives in parallel, if that makes sense. So it's the consciousness that, oh my God, did she have any dreams? Did she have any goals? Was she happy? How did she feel about dying? Did she make peace with the idea of dying? And it just makes me really think about how, did she have any dreams? Did she achieve her dreams? Right now I'm such a passionate and very enthusiastic woman. I think, was she like me? Was she very different? And those kind of emotions allow me to also think about the fact that the narrative that I choose based on my emotions is down to me. I can choose to feel sad. I can choose to feel bitter about the fact that I don't have a mum, or I can choose to actually think, okay, you know what, she will be proud of me, and I can continue to live a life that will make her proud of the woman that I'm becoming. I can choose to do the things that I love and make my life matter, because now every day I wake up, for me it's a blessing, because I know that life is so short and life is so fragile. Every day I wake up, I think there must be something more for me out there, and that's exactly my chance to grab it. So in a way, grief has become my superpower, in the sense that it's my pain, it's my sorrow that keeps me going. It reminds me that there's so much more that I can do, and that there's so much more I can become from the sad points of my life. Another way that my grief is my superpower is to understand that it's allowed me to build a bridge towards others. Now, I think death is inevitable, but we forget that. And sometimes death can be such a difficult topic, because everyone sort of hides away from it. But now when I meet someone who's lost someone that they love, I don't feel so awkward talking about the experiences. I don't mind sharing my own experiences. I don't mind. I love listening to them. I love being able to build a bridge in that way, because in a way I can understand where they're coming from. Although we experience grief in unique ways, I think we still have similarities and ways in which we can relate. And I feel for me that's quite a powerful perspective. It's, I know where you're coming from. Yes, it's different, but I can talk to you about your emotions and I can help you to process it if you wish. And that's been a really great thing. It's how I connect with other people. Another way in which the grief has been positive is that it's only when you felt deep sadness then you can appreciate real joy. And that's the the exciting thing about life is we can't always live in middle places. This week, like I said, I've been really sad. I've cried a lot, and that's okay, because then when there's an opportunity for me to smile, to laugh, I really allow myself to feel it. Like, for example, it could be something that Lucy does. Lucy is the dog I was talking about a while ago. Just seeing her makes me so happy, and it's such a small thing, but it brings so much joy into my life, knowing that I've been really sad. So small things, easily also bring me joy. And yeah, so lastly, I think there's a very interesting TED talk by a lady called Nora McInerney about we don't move on from grief, we move forward with grief. And I think that's the whole topic, is that grief will change you. It will maybe allow you to experience certain emotions that you naturally would dismiss, and it also would change how you see the world or give you a sense of urgency. It might make you much more determined. And I think throughout the process, we always have a choice of, do we become better or do we become bitter? And I'm choosing to become better simply because, I'm still here. I still have a life. So my mum's death can actually work out for the greater good. And that's the message I wanted to share. So if you're out there and you're experiencing sorrow, you're experiencing grief, I just want you to know that you're not alone, and we're all feeling these emotions, but we're constantly trying to process it. And I challenge you to think about how you can become better from it and not bitter. Yeah, thanks guys for joining me again on this video, and always remember that life rewards those who live intentionally. Thank you.